Hello, and I wanted to pop in with another bonus session today. I hope you're all well. I wanted to kind of build on the steps that we covered in the Start Your Mastermind Challenge. There have been 3 sessions, so if you haven't watched these live sessions, they're coming down at the end of tomorrow, so you might want to go and watch them. They are in the unit section or in this group or on this page if you're watching the recap page. But I wanted to build on the overall mastermind concept and why that's the only offer that you need in your coaching business to increase your profitability, increase your leverage, i.e. more time and freedom, and make more money. Like, could there be anything better, right? So that was the first session. The second session, we really went down into your market. Who are your people? Who is your audience specifically? That's going to help you get a whole lot more traction than broadcasting to everybody, which is, something that we have a tendency to do because we want to help everybody, right? And we don't want to exclude anyone from the goodness that we have to share. But unfortunately, what we do, well, it's not unfortunate because this makes it work better. The more you narrow down into that, the more momentum that you're going to get. Okay, so we talked niche session 2. So if you're still like, I'm not sure about my people, or you're or you've been putting your message out there, but it's not really getting the traction that you want, you might want to revisit session 2. And session 3 was really how you can structure your mastermind, deliver it, how you're going to put that program together, how long for, when do you offer it, how many people do you have in it, what do you include, what do you not include. Some people have come through with some questions, and if you have more, please just pop them in for me. I'm here for it. So happy to answer a couple of questions that came through were, how do I take holidays if we're going to have live calls every week? And I answered that in the thing, which is basically you let your people know, hey, we won't be having live calls for 2 weeks over Thanksgiving, or 2 weeks over the holidays, Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever holiday you celebrate. You can just let people know, and you can adjust the deliverables around that. So say last year I went to Europe, back in the days when you could travel, probably not for another year for us here in Australia. We're not allowed to travel overseas, and we probably won't be for another year, it seems. But anyway, back when you could, a year ago, I went to Europe, and I said to my mastermind, hey guys, I'm going to be in Europe. And I was actually going on a Mediterranean cruise. Oh, so fabulous. I loved it. But it was really hard to get Wi-Fi out on a cruise, and I knew that from going on one the year before. So I was like, look, I won't be doing weekly call for 2 weeks. Before I went, I said, hey, I'm loading up a couple of calls the week before I leave. If you want to come, get some things to work on, we'll run through them, let's go. And then when I came back, I'm like, hey, another extra call, let's just get you back on track, right? Here's what I want you to work on while I'm on my cruise, right? Because there's always things to do and to keep working on. If you have a shorter program, and say this is probably relevant if you're coming up to Christmas and people are jumping on board, you can always give people a couple of extra weeks in the program if you're planning on taking a couple of weeks off, right? So there's always a solution. I think that's our knee-jerk reaction. Our clients are going to want all of us all of the time. And because so many of us are used to burning ourselves out and over-delivering with our clients, and we worry about that, or we just, have that fear that we're never going to have our life to ourselves. But that's why the mastermind method is so great, because it allows you to have that freedom, a whole lot more freedom from the intensity that you have with launching and everyone starting and finishing at the same time for a short time, because you've got to be like really on. Sure, you can do a few of those, and then you have those fallow periods for the year. And if that's something you want to do, then knock yourself out. But I'd rather be having recurring revenue throughout the whole year, every month coming in, and without me having to launch. Okay. So we talked about some of those deliverables in session 3. So they are all the sessions you need, but I thought, well, why don't we go into creating your signature system? What do I mean by that? What I mean is that this is really your overall for want of a better word, I always like to sort of call it your IP, your intellectual property, right? It's your approach. It's your pathway. It's your blueprint to the transformation that you offer. So when I'm working with my clients, once we work out that message to market, i.e., what is your niche, who's your person, and what is your promise? Okay, because without those two, hi there. I'm making sure that everyone can hear me too. I can see them, but I can see someone's popped an emoji, and so thanks for that. If you're watching again afterwards, just hashtag replay and ask questions, or ask questions now. I'll make sure I've got my thing up so I can actually see you on this eCam. It sort of doesn't tell me who's on, but I can see people, which I love. Yeah, so your pathway, your blueprint, it's basically the way you get the results. It's the way you get that promise for your clients, okay? And without a promise, who is going to invest in you? Sure, like I think we think, oh, the more one-on-one sessions I put in, more clients are going to value that. Well, they're not going to just value time for you, right? Time with you, right? You think about it. If I said to you, hey, I can get you 100 leads in 2 days or in 30 days, which one would you rather have? You'd rather have the less time, right? You want 100 new targeted leads in 2 days rather than 30 days, right? So just because maybe I've said to you, and then we'll have a call every week and we'll talk about those leads, or I'll just work with you to give you a framework to get you into action and get you those leads in 2 days. Well, you'd rather, that's more valuable, right? You'd rather pay more. Yet we fall into this misconception of thinking that our customers are going to want more time, more touch points, more process, more videos, no, we want the result. Okay, we want the outcome. Our clients want the outcome. So how can we package that up? How can we make that seem like the best, most irresistible, most beautiful solution that's out there? Something that easily raises above the noise that's out there, showcases your beautiful magic, the transformation that you can bring. Now, I often say this to my clients, it's really hard we have a conversation, they go, oh, I didn't realize that. Oh, wow, you said that so well, or whatever. And it's like, yeah, because it's really hard to see the label from inside the bottle. Okay, so it's really hard to see your own stuff. I struggle with my own stuff all the time, right? I cannot see it the same way, right? But anybody else's, I'm like, oh, I can see where that is. I brought a couple of examples today too, so stick around because I'm going to kind of step you through those to give you more of an idea of how important this blueprint or framework or pathway or whatever you want to call it. I call it signature system. I learned that process from Kendall Summerhawk and it makes sense. And actually when she taught it to me, I was like, she had this exercise where she said you kind of like you take everyone through the repeatable steps of your process to get the transformation. I was like, yeah, that's fine. I get that. But she was like, so what you can do with your clients is actually, this is great if you're in person. I did this at a retreat once, and this is where I realized it did work because I was like, that sounds ridiculous. I do not think that would work. But anyway, of course, like lots of things, when you learn from people, you're like, no. You instantly discount it, right? And then you go, oh my God, that's genius. And one of the things she said was, work through how, think of one particular client that you've got a great result for. Okay, so have that client in mind and think of them coming to you with the problem that they want solved, the struggle, the challenge that they want to overcome. Okay, and get back into that place, right? Okay, so what was coming up? Okay, what was the first thing that you did to move them forward to an amazing transformation? So this works well when you have a client that you've had a great result for to actually design this whole methodology and process around, okay? If you haven't had a client that you've done that for yet, you've probably done it for yourself. So think about you back when you were still struggling with that problem and how you could overcome it. I want to bookmark something that I want to tell you about without going all over the shop there. Sorry, Denise, write myself a note. I'm just doing this on the fly, so I just want to make sure that I cover some of the other benefits of having a signature system. But you start with them back at ground zero. What was the very first thing that you helped them do to get towards the problem? Because obviously there's always steps, right? You don't get from 0 to 100, in 1 second, right? Unless you're driving a sports car. But when you're taking people through a transformation, there's steps. It's very hard to break down like, okay, what makes sense with those steps? And what happens as a coach is often we fall back into all our kind of technical knowledge. We talk jargon. We talk, at an advanced level. And it's very hard for our audience to kind of get on board with that straight away. So what we have to do is sort of synthesize it down and really break it down step by step. And that's what makes it understandable. That's what creates desire for what we have, rather than going into technical jargon, making it too complex, or getting stuck in the process, right? If we talk about, we do one-on-one sessions, we have a video, like an online course video, like all these videos, 100 videos. Well, whoop-de-doo, right? Like, as my mum would always say, like, whoop-de-doo if you've done that. I don't care. Like, whoop-de-doo if you've got 100 videos, because doesn't really sound that exciting to me. I want to make sure that you've got messaging around the beautiful process that you do. Not only we break it out, but we have great messaging that compels people to buy it and makes it really showcase how irresistible it is. Now, this is something that is missing from a lot of courses and offers and programs and coaches out there, right? They do not have the ability to translate what it is you do into the minds of your target market, to make it easy for them to choose you, because it's not an easy process, and it's definitely not one you can do alone. I firmly believe that, because this is hard. You can go read the books, you can go try it out, but I guarantee this will be a stumbling block. And even when you do it with someone else, you have to go over and do it a few times. It's a bit of a drag in that way. But when you got it, right, you've got the nucleus, the heart, the soul of everything you do. It is the framework for your book, for your webinar, for your signature talk, for your elevator pitch, for a podcast, for what, if you're a podcast guest and you just keep getting booked on your signature system. Once you have this, you have all the copy for your sales page. It is like such an amazing thing to have. We will resist it because, it's getting it all out and putting it all together in a way that's easy to understand. But once you do this, and I do this with my clients in my mastermind, it is the most fantastic process. So I was talking about when Kendall told me about this exercise where you think of someone who's got the result, right? You start at step one and you think, okay, what did I do with them? And then you go, okay, we did an audit of where they are, right? Where they are now and what they want to change, where they want to go, right? And then you write that down, then you take a step and go, okay, what was the next process? You write that step. You're actually physically moving forward. This is great if you're in a hallway or you're working towards an open window. And you can do this with the process that I share as well in my program, that you can step that through, and we can do that together too. So that is a way to just start thinking through, because what happens as soon as we often start at step 4 and we think that's the first step. But it's really not. So we need to go back. So when I work with clients, I'm like, no, hang on. What about back a step? What did you do before then? Because when we can kind of pull it all out, we can then resort it in a way that makes sense to people who don't have the intimate knowledge that you have of working with that problem. Does that make sense? Hit me an emoji, let me know if that is kind of landing with you. I know there's more to explain. I'm going to give you an exact example so that you can get a sense of this. Especially with like a health professional, naturopath type person, because they're always the ones that I find love to go into all this detail. And I'm like, sister, I don't want all that technical detail. I always talk about this one example, and Vesna won't mind. She's got an amazing, she's a naturopath and got an amazing program, Burnout for Women, that stops burnout for women. It's called Bye Bye Burnout. And when she came to me, she was still doing like Skype sessions. This was years ago. She was doing Skype sessions, her clinic sessions, just wanted to go online. So, she went to create that program, and we were like working with the bones of it, right? How do we do this? And when we had the webinar, she had a picture of, a dissection of a kidney. And she's like, and there's the adrenal glands, and this is what leads to adrenal fatigue. And I'm just like, no one wants to look at the kidney. Like, we do not want to look at the kidney. I just want to feel rested, and I just want to be like, feel calm and energized. I want to lose weight. Like, that's what your clients are wanting. I know you know the process intimately, but we don't want that in our communication plan, because what it's going to do is create a zone out moment, and people disconnect. And when people are disconnected, they do not buy. All right. So I need to translate your beautiful knowledge into something that is really easy to understand for your audience. Otherwise, you're going to be you're going to be thinking no one wants what I've got. But that's just bullshit, because they do, you're just not saying it right. Okay? So that's why the signature system is so powerful, of stepping through each of those steps. You want to get ideally between 4 and 6 of these steps. I used to say you could go to 8, but when we go to 8, it's a lot to explain. The human mind has got capacity, we've got short attention spans. We want to get to the guts of it, okay? So 4 to 8 key repeatable steps. Now, I know what some of you are going to say. Well, I do different things for my clients. Like, it depends where they are and whatever. Not when you've got your niche, and we've got your specific niche with your specific audience with their specific problem, right? A situationally specific problem. There are going to be mandatory steps that you have to go through. Now, I'm all for customization. That's what the mastermind is about, okay? So you can still create accountability, guidance, support that it's customized to where they are when you're working with your clients in a group setting. Okay, so I'm not suggesting everyone's like a robot. Okay, go step 1, step 2, step 3. That's not necessarily the case. So you still have the customization, but there's going to be a blueprint for success, repeatable steps that you will go through to get them that outcome. Okay, does that make sense? I hope so. So, well, look, when I work with my clients, we go into it in more detail in Mastermind Success Secrets program. If you're interested in finding out more about that, or you're just interested in, could what I do work with this mastermind? Could I get a signature system? Or jump on a call with me. You can apply on that page. It's absolutely free. And we can kind of go through a bit of that process and see, all right, what have you got there? How could we make that work? So you can see how that could be brought to life, okay? No obligation. I'm not going to be, pushing you off a cliff, making you spend $20,000 or anything like that. You just come, we'll work out, okay, is Mastermind a fit? If it's not, I'll tell you. If you don't have enough enough grunt to get there with the approach, I'll tell you. I'll say, go away. The other day I spoke to someone, I said, you really need to get some momentum in one area first. You can't just be, an accountability coach. Like that's not going to sell a high price mastermind. Okay. So I'll be honest with you. If you can't just slide in and make this work, I'll tell you exactly what you need to do first. Or if you're doing something and it could be improved, I'll give you that answer too. All right. So signature system, we want those repeatable parts of your steps. It will be the framework for results, okay? But more than that, I want these steps not to be written like processes, not like step 1, audit, step 2, I don't know, I'm making stuff up now, but something like, it's just boring, right? I want them to be outcome focused titles that feel like, oh, that's exciting. Like if I read it on a sales page, I'd want to buy it. And under each of those steps, I want a few steps, like 3 bullets, what I call marketing bullets, right? And these are the outcome focused bullets that draw people in and point to what they're going to get in a sexy, irresistible way. Not a boring, technical, jargony, process-driven kind of way, okay? You can have all that when we go through the signature system. I'll let you write all of that somewhere, right? In each of those steps. You can write it, we're just not going to put it on any of the communications, okay? So you can still know for you, but we are not going through all that boring stuff for our clients because boring, they do not want to buy, and that will be it, okay? So let me talk about a couple of examples here because I know you're probably thinking, well, now she's talking to me in double Dutch. What is it? So I'm just getting some up on my computer. One, I'll talk about the overall idea, which was Jody Minto, who her online store success program. So when she created her mastermind, we worked on, okay, what was going to be the overall promise? And it was, starting and growing your online store, but for fashion and lifestyle. The fashion and lifestyle category, right? So it's launch your first, launch your own fashion and lifestyle store, okay, online, right? So that's the overall promise. But in order to make that sing and differentiate it from the competition, we had to come out with outcome focused steps, okay? And they were ones she was going to cover in the webinar. Like, what is the process to make that successful? What did you have to understand first before the next step? Okay, so that's an overall signature system name. The other one just to go each steps, I'll go in more detail with each of them so you can kind of see how we break down. So Jody could say, oh, like I'm an e-commerce coach and I help people, make more money from their e-commerce store. Yeah, like people understand that. But what about when she's saying, I'll help you start your own fashion and lifestyle online store? Right, like, oh, hang on, now that's me. I've got this product and I want to sell it online. Well, I need to know, how I'm going to set up my website, how I'm going to get traffic to it, how I'm going to get it converting, how I'm going to scale, right? They're the overall steps, but then we're going to go in and sexify up all those steps, okay? Or another one of my other clients, Kate, who's a naturopath working with helping women eliminate symptoms of menopause, right? So when she came to me, she's like, oh, I'll help you thrive through menopause. And I'm just like, I get it. I get that that's still quite a nice promise, but it's not really sexy enough. It doesn't give me enough excitement around it, and she hadn't really fleshed it out. It was just like that. Oh, well, I'll tell you what to eat and what supplements to take, and okay, that sounds fun, right? No, we want to get your IP organized. Okay, so say with Kate's, now I think I've got the other one. There it was. I said, let's think about the overall outcome here in that promise. So with that, it was like, discover how to balance your hormones naturally and thrive. She still wanted to thrive in there, that's fine. So it was like, I said, okay, well, let's have it, you can call it something. So it's your proprietary system, you can call it something too. So what about we call it like the Thrive system? Discover how to balance your hormones naturally. Right? So you see how, oh, hang on, balance my hormones. When I'm suffering from menopausal symptoms, I know I'm hormonal. I know I'm suffering from, night sweats, bad moods, all that kind of stuff. So what's going to speak to me? Balance my hormones? Hang on. I get a bit curious about that too. Oh, you mean I could even all this shit out? Great. Right? So, we even put things like menopause and its early symptoms don't have to be so hard. There's a way to get symptoms under control and feel better than ever before. Learn how to regain energy by taming 3 key hormones and sail through this stage of your life, right? So see how I'm like adding substance. I'm adding some grunt there, but I'm not talking about you're going to have to cut out sugar, don't drink out of plastics, watch a video, come to my live class 5 days a week, whatever it might be, right? Like, you see how I'm focused in the outcomes and I'm talking in their language and I'm meeting them where they are. This is absolutely critical to your marketing working. It's absolutely critical to your Facebook ads working, right? Because this is where people have this, they don't have this refined, and then they want to go out and they try and put a landing page together, or they put their website copy, or they run some ads and they're like, ads don't work. Well, ads don't work because you're not speaking your market's language. Okay, this is so, so critical. So that then in a nutshell, we can say something like, say goodbye to low energy, waistline creep, and bad moods. Okay, so instead of, we will, take a omega-3 supplement and start sleeping. No, even start sleeping again is better than what I see a lot in the world of naturopathy, right? But you see how I'm low energy. I'm addressing low energy. They're feeling tired. They're over it. They're feeling like, ooh, waistline creep, bad moods. I also said to her, let's weave in libido. Your husband wants to have sex with you and you can't think of anything worse, right? I did have a client once who also had, her offer was how to want to have more sex with your husband, right? Seems super weird offer. There are so many women out there who there's not that libido match with their partner, right? And they're feeling under pressure. It's affecting their marriage, right? So hers was married women who want to have sex with their husband, right? So it wasn't, same-sex relationships. It wasn't people in, like just been dating for 3 years. It was married women. Okay. So because there's a different lens that you can look through all of the outcomes with that, is that, they're married women, they got kids, they're busy, they're tired. Their husband's like, hey baby, let's go for it. And she's like, oh my God, it's like when he taps me on the shoulder, I couldn't think of anything worse, right? This is like getting in the mind and getting a promise there. That's like another example, but I love that example because so many people think, wow, is that even a thing? Like, we're getting so like drilled down here. And when it like I said the other day, it's that dog whistle marketing, right? Like people just go, oh, Absolutely. I am on board with that. Okay, so say goodbye to low energy, waistline creep, bad mood. Waistline creep? It's like belly fat from the menopause. Oh, yeah. So we had some other copy here, but here are the 4 steps. Has she got her 4 steps? Yeah, 4 steps that we worked out together. First one, hack your hormones, okay? I'll show you how to identify which of the 3 key players is the root cause of your symptoms and how you can address them holistically. Or naturally, we could probably say there. Holistically might still be a bit of a funny, jargony word. So step 1, hacking your hormones. Step 2, gain control over food. What you put into your body is going to affect your hormones, okay? So discover the key foods that eliminate most symptoms. So not we're saying, hey, discover what to cut out and deprive yourself from, right? We're like, discover the key foods that eliminate most symptoms and the ones you need to avoid to banish bad moods and low energy. Oh, okay, hang on a minute. What's that about? Then we go to the third part, heal your symptoms. Okay, so the symptoms are the night sweats, the bad irritability, the low energy, the belly spread, all that kind of stuff. So find out how to overcome those symptoms naturally. Now we have bullets for each of these as well if we're going to put them on the sales page, but I'm just giving you an overall framework. Yes, this includes night sweats, irritability, and interrupted sleep. 4th one is take back your life. So many women are being held hostage by their hormones, right? So they feel like their life isn't their own. They're miserable, they're unhappy, their relationships are suffering, their self-image and confidence is suffering. Like this is like $1 million problem that needs to be solved, okay? So we've got that beautiful niche of getting very specific. With Kate, it was women who are already just like starting the symptoms of menopause. They might just be about to jump over or they're already into menopause. Another one of my clients deals with just perimenopausal women. The women who are thinking, well, I'm not in menopause, but why do I feel so bad? What is perimenopause and why do they need to understand how to work with that? And then another one of my clients talks more fitness and nutrition and that sort of hormonal to hot. How do you exercise and eat differently when the things that you've always done to look good don't work anymore, right? So they're all slightly great niche. I mean, I wish I had that niche because there's so many women who need this help. And this is where I love doing the work I do because I get to help other women change people's lives. Like this is huge. Huge problem, needs to be spoken about, needs to be clearly articulated because each of those markets are slightly different. Does everyone see how that works? But if I just said, oh, I'm just like a naturopath for menopause. Okay, sounds good. Well, I've got menopause. Oh yeah, okay, well, I've got some videos and some one-on-one coaching. It's like, no, it's just not going to work, okay? Or you get stuck in the, okay, I'll help you feel so much better. But you haven't clearly connected with me that you understand what's going on for me and why this is such a problem for me. Okay, so the signature system does that heavy lifting for you. Once we've understood your message to market, once we've got your promise, we go with the signature system. It's like people want to buy a solution, a system. Yes, they want the overall outcome, right? I get that. But they also want to understand, particularly if you're going to take them through a deeper dive program, quicker than a little $47 course, they want to understand that you have a deeper pathway for them to move through, okay? And this has to be different to what else is out there. Now you're going to go, but mine's not different. Yes, we make it different by the outcomes, by the way the signature system is put together. This is what adds the value. This is what enables you to charge 8 times more than a $47 online course or whatever, even more than that, right? So that's sort of an idea of what the steps can look like. Another example which had a bit more I wanted to bring this example out. Oh gosh, now I didn't bring it out. Where is it? That I wanted to talk about was someone who'd written their steps and how I had to kind of synthesize it for them because it was too. And now you know what? I closed it down before. Let me just grab it. Where it was too technical. It was another, wasn't a naturopath, like what are you when you're a functional medicine person? Different. And now, of course, I cannot find it because she had a lot of technical stuff and I wanted to show you the difference between the technical speak and the marketing speak. Had this up, ready for you. Now it's decided to disappear. Where is it? Maybe it's in here. Let me just have a quick look. She wanted to help women with autoimmune diseases. So Lyme disease, Hashimoto's, any of those kind of conditions that have a lot of inflammation, that are very debilitating, and how, she wanted to show them an alternative approach to, the clinical and medicine approach. So we really sort of went through in detail of how to get some great, and now of course I'm just really cannot find where they are. Let me just see if I can open this up. I'm going into my history now. No, it's going to disappear. I really wanted to give you what that was. Let me just see if I can find it. If you bear with me, if you've got any questions there, or if you're wondering how this could apply for you, then let me know, because just pop your hang on 1 minute. Pop your questions in there. Let's have a look. View only. Oh no, that's her. That was the final webinar slides. We also when we're working together, we'll put that together in your webinar as well. I don't think it's on here anymore, which is a little bit annoying. Had 2 clients with that last name. So just see what else is in here. I think we had it. I love, I know, because it wasn't in my Google Docs. It was in here. I've got it here. I knew I had it up. It was just in my preview, not my Google Docs. So the overall title of her signature system became Path to Recovery, your roadmap to overcoming autoimmune disease. Okay. So we're not saying, okay, you're cured, but it's overcoming, the symptoms or the disease, right? So step 1, the title was find out where you're at and envision a new reality. So really sort of taking stock of what was going on and where you're going. So most people will have that as their kind of first step, okay? But she had a few things in there, just, some biolabs, food, exercise routine, food and exercise diary, which sounds it's like, I have to do a food diary. So we don't really want to be going, great, then you write out your food diary. It's like, oh, great, I want to buy that. Not really. But what about if we put the marketing bullets there? So it was like, map out your mindsets and current limiting beliefs and values that may be preventing you from healing. Take the guesswork out of the nutrition piece by laying out the roadmap of your anti-inflammatory protocol. So it's still like kind of a bit in that, that space, but we could still make it a lot lighter. All right. Or step 2, the title was Cleanse and Reset, or even that's probably a bit boring. You might need to fashion that into something else. But she had things like concept of immune system reset, ingredients and equipment checklist, fast instructions, recipes. It's like she even had something like refeed, stock prep and instruction. It's like, okay, this is what you write to know what you need, but it's like, how do you translate that to make it better? So then we were like, reduce pain and inflammation so that you can start feeling better fast. Reduce the toxic load on your system she even had reverse dysregulation. Can't use even things like dysregulation. No, even though that is something that you're doing, we don't put that in the outcome bullet. So this was her document, so I'm going to take that out. But reducing toxic load or fast track gut healing process. Even that could be a bit, most people understand gut healing now, especially in the autoimmune space, but she even had start promoting the growth of healthy microbiota, right? Like, it's very hard when you're an expert not to use your language, but we can't use it in the marketing. It creates that barrier, right? So integrate this cleanse and reset protocol into your toolbox so you can intermittently to boost your healing at any time. That's like, now I'm like, oh, okay, step 3, healing yourself. Okay, she's talking about elimination diet, but the marketing bullets were like, take the guesswork out of feeding yourself and fueling yourself to reduce inflammation and lessen your symptoms. Look, we've got a whole lot here, but that's what we do. So we take it out and we synthesize it a bit. This is still a little lingo heavy for my liking. I'll probably go back and do another lot. I just wanted to talk you through this because it was quite detailed and came up when I was looking at the ones that we've done before. And then the next step was also stabilize for success. Move beyond detox and food to set yourself up for sustainable healing, right? So that's where we start to go, oh, we're getting to the results phase. So we map all that out and then say, let people know that this is my path to recovery system. So I'm not just saying, hey, I'm an autoimmune coach and I'm going to give you 5 sessions and we're going to get you, managing your autoimmune symptoms. No, I've got a path to recovery system that is got all the, and here are the steps, here's the outcomes you're going to get. So that's the power of Signature System. It's absolutely necessary if you want to package up your expertise and profit. Okay, so if you don't have this clearly mapped out, then you need to get working on it. Okay, absolutely. Like I said, if you want some help with that, then go to mastermindsuccesssecrets.com victoriagibson.com/apply. You can go to both actually, /apply and see the same details there, and you can just apply or book in a call and we'll chat through that. There's no charge to that. There's no you're not, having to, I can't even think of the word, but there's no pushiness or you have to join something. Obligation is the word I was looking for. There's no obligation. Okay. So getting those things sorted out, so going back to what I said, having your one offer, your one mastermind offer that enables you to charge more, to free up your time, to have more impact because you create a collective of your own boutique community of people on a mission. They can be at different levels. They can start at different times. Then we go to the niche, making sure we know who those people are specifically so that we can speak to them in a way that is compelling and irresistible. And then it basically does the heavy lifting of conversion for you. Because when our messaging works, when our promise is there and we get it in front of the right people using the power of Facebook ads, which I help you with when we work together as well, then you just get that momentum. All you need is a handful of new clients each month. You don't need to do the big launches where you need, okay, I need 50 people to say yes. And then, you've got 2 people coming in and you're so far away, right? We can get this started at any process, okay? At any stage, at any time, any process that you're in, any stage of that, right? So we want to make sure you have your one mastermind offer. You've got your niche, your message to market. Then you know how you're going to structure your program and deliver it, okay? And we are going to work that out based on your signature system that I help you create together as well, okay? And if we look at my signature system for that, say the Mastermind Success Secrets program, we might look at, say the steps. The stage 1 is that foundation, okay? We're going to look at what your brand is, what you want to stand for, how you're going to stand out from the crowd. And we look at your branding archetypes too. So what your unique combination of brand archetypes are, so you can get ideas for where your strengths are, where your challenges might come up, what kind of words you can use in your marketing, how you can pull that together to really describe your beautiful magic, okay, to your audience. It might also lead to understanding more of who your niche would be, who you'd like to work with, how you best like to work with them too, okay? And bringing your brand to life. So that's all in that foundation, really understanding that essence. Then stage 2 is nailing your niche, right? Brainstorming your niche. We get very specific. We go through a few brainstorming options so that you can land on the one that feels right for you, that you know that you can help, and that jazzes you up, okay? So we talked about that the other day, how important that is, not to go too wide, to make sure there's enough of them there to make sure that you can get the momentum that you need straight out of the gate, okay? And making your final choice so that you have that beautiful message to market. So many people think they have it, but it's too broad, it's too general, and it's not getting them the momentum that they like. How do you know if that's the case? You might have done some marketing and had a fair few launches that didn't hit their targets. You've spent a lot of money on Facebook ads and got nowhere. That's another key sign that might have happened as well. Like I said, this is a hard thing to help people with. So if you've done some programs before or you've worked with coaches and it hasn't worked, often this is the case. sometimes coaches will be like, oh, well, I've got this marketing system. Like I could say to you, oh, look, when you come and work with me, we'll work on your Facebook ad campaigns and run Facebook ads. Well, that's what we do, but I don't do that without doing this other work first, because otherwise the Facebook ad stuff won't work. So if you book in a coaching program and you learn how to sell high ticket, or you learn how to use Facebook ads, or you learn how to use a live launch method or whatever, if you don't have your message to market, none of it will work. So then you get all these people who are saying, well, I've invested in coaching, but it wasn't the right stage, or it wasn't the holistic approach that is going to give you the results that you need, because no tactics work unless you have the fundamentals there. Okay. And so many people don't do the fundamentals because they don't really know how to teach it. And they haven't worked with enough clients to really refine that process. Okay. So that it's not your fault, okay? When you've invested, 15 grand, I spoke to someone the other day, they're like, well, I invested like 12 grand on something, and I was like, well, I could already tell that was not be the right program for you, because you were just at idea phase. So if they're at scale phase, they're like, hey, scale it. Well, great, scale what? Scale something that's not working now. Hang on, we've got to fundamentally get to the heart of that first to get the success and the results. And it's not the program's fault, the program or the coach's fault either. It's just the mismatch of the two, okay? So I always want to make sure that the reason when I work with my clients, we work for 12 months, and is because we want to have this whole fully integrated approach, so that you don't just bounce in for 6 weeks and go, oh, okay, well, hang on, I want to spend 5K on 6 weeks, and then, oh shit, that didn't work, around out of time, and I tried a tactic when I haven't got my house in order yet with my message to market. I don't really know my niche, or it's not the right niche. Okay, I don't really know what I stand for. I don't know what my pillars of my messaging are. I don't know what my signature system is. We have time to do that. Doesn't mean you can't get up and running and start. Most people who work with me will say, okay, well, if you are running ads, let's tweak those, make those better while we develop this, or we can expand on what you have. Or we say, okay, how can we start organically getting some clients while we're working on this? So it doesn't mean you have to wait 12 months to get things moving. I think people think that when there's a 12-month program, but particularly going into a new year, how cool to know that you have that guidance, support, accountability, everything, course correction, everything, plus the community for a whole year. Like, to me, that's like, can breathe, right? I'm in a year-long mastermind. I do the same thing because it gives me time. Like I need to give to my clients too. And sometimes I'm like, oh, okay, I haven't been in that for a while. It's okay. I'll get back on track and do that. Or I see something, or they have the some of the intensives that we can work on, and it's like, okay, great, I'll do that for now. I know where I'm headed. I've got someone to ask when I'm in my head, when I'm trying to see the label from inside the bottle, all that kind of stuff. Okay. And just the accountability for me of paying that monthly, $2,000 US a month or whatever. My program isn't anywhere near as expensive as that, but that's what I pay. I'm like, I'm not going to ignore that, right? I'm going to go, okay, well, I need to dial in. I need to plug into that. Okay. And like I said before, I've invested in masterminds since 2011 was the first mastermind that I joined, which was Marie Forleo's, which is, $20,000 a year. So, that was, and I didn't have a business. I didn't have money coming in. There's a thought that you need to have money coming in before you can invest. But the problem is so many of you are stuck without these fundamentals that you won't make the money unless you're doing that sort of short-term cash extraction of doing done for you or one-on-one. You're going to get maxed out somewhere along the line there. And that's fine if you're happy to make a couple of grand a month. But if you're not happy to keep making a couple of grand a month, if you're looking at your numbers and wanting to hit 6 figures or beyond, or add another 20 grand a month to your business, then $2,000 a month doing a lot of work for people, like, reinventing the wheel every time, is going to keep you so stuck. I cannot even begin to explain. Anyway, stage 2, nail your niche. Stage 3, we do the create your signature system. Exactly that process that, we go into more detail and more structure with that. Then we go to create your offer. Offer creation is everything. Without the right offer, you cannot scale. Without the right offer, none of your marketing will work. We work to make sure that we can create that mastermind package. What are going to be the momentum movers in there? What do you add so that it's not all process calls, blah, blah, blah? How do you leverage your time? How do you best like to get results for your clients? Okay. Then we go to, a lot of that kind of marketing bullet work, turning those process things into sexy results and outlining your offer there. Pricing it. Big one. It's the thing I get asked first, like, well, what do I charge for that? How long is it? Well, we get to that after we get the other fundamentals there, okay? You might already have an offer that we can just rework super quickly, okay? That's fine too. Then we want to, stage 5, we want to create that conversion event, be it your webinar, be it your video series, be it your a live launch, much like this, right? I don't have, huge grab bag of things, but I can work with the things that suit you that you'd like to do. But generally they're the ones that I work with. Webinars are my jam, right? Like, not Webinar Jam, the program, but webinars are my jam. I am crazy about webinars. Why? Because when you create that webinar and you're showcasing your signature system, you're talking your beautiful market's language, you can't help but keep converting. And when you pop that on automation, hello, clients, right? So good. And we work through that. I comb through it. I give you ideas for titles, copy suggestions, edits, etc. It's not just, hey, go do it. Because webinars freak people out. I get it. Okay, but they're so good. They're so good. And then we've sort of got the add-ons. They're not the essential part of the process, but they're that, elevating your social media presence, driving traffic. How are you showing up in between making offers so that you're creating value, so that you're creating awareness of what you do, so that you're growing your list. Okay, so all of those are still covered. Like, how do you have some great list building offers out there while you're creating your conversion event? All of those things we cover in Mastermind Success Secrets. So if you are looking to, get started for 2021, work with someone in a more significant way, surrounded by other like-minded women coaches like yourself, then you'll want to go to victoriagibson.com/apply. Go and have a look. Okay, just go and check it out. You can come and have a chat with me if you've got questions. Like I said, no obligation, but this is the last time up until tomorrow. As long as you apply before the end of tomorrow, the price is going up. It goes up each and every time. So the people who got in last year are super happy, because the price has doubled since then, and it will continue to double because the results, it's so easy for me to, it's like offering you an Yves Saint Laurent bag for $5, right? Because it is so good that I know that this is going to give you value time and time again, because what we do is we get the momentum and the accountability to get your offers out there so that you can get clients. My clients are in there making money as we speak. Okay, they're making money from their offers. Did they doubt they'd be able to? Absolutely. Did they worry about investing with a coach, especially after they invested with other coaches and it didn't work out? Completely. Have I done that? Yes, I know what it feels like. I've done that. I've had those dark nights of the soul going, I hate this business. I want to throw it in the bin. I'm over it. Maybe I'll go get a job. But that it's just not an option. It is not an option. I could not go back to having a job. And sometimes when I've been questioning where I'm going, it's because I haven't drilled down and gone back to the process, right? Or I've gone into that over delivery mode with clients of just giving them everything and just feeling like, what's the point? I can't get my own things working because I didn't have the leverage. I didn't create and run with my signature system, okay? I've dialed that in. It takes time. Learn from me, right? I understand lead generation. You've got to invest a little bit to get that moving, okay? And you can start small. It's okay. You can start with small increments with what you have too, okay? So I want you to take advantage of this for 2021. I want you to get moving. I don't want you to invest in another online course that you don't finish. I don't want you to stay questioning whether, this coaching and getting clients online and creating your own beautiful community and transformation is for you anymore. If you've already decided that it's for you, then all you need is some other like-minded individuals to stand alongside, right? While you bring that dream to life. So that's what I want for you. And you can do that in this workshop too. If you don't want to work with me, that's totally fine, right? I want you to take what we got in these videos before they come down. I want you to ask me questions. I'm more than happy to answer them. This is my jam. There's not many I can't answer, so please don't be shy, because I love doing this. It's makes me happy, lights me up. There is the workbook too. I didn't have notes for today's session. I just want to give that to you as an extra one. So hopefully you took down some of the notes there. I'm going to have a look and see if there are any questions now that I can answer as well, because I don't automatically see them pop up. And you can message me too. You don't have to book a call. victoriagibson.com/messages. Okay. You can just say, hey, Victoria, you said this. What do you think? Or I've got this. Hey, do you want to have a look at this page? Do you think this is a good offer? I'll tell you. I don't hold back. Okay. My clients will tell you that. And if you're not, wanting to move forward at a fast rate, if you don't want to be challenged, if you don't want to kind of be shown where you've run up against that barrier and keep falling back at that same point, then I'm probably not the coach for you, and that's fine. Like I said, I'm showing up here today to give you what you need, and that's fine. There's an invitation there if you want to go to the next step, and if not, that's not a problem. That's what I was like, what am I doing? I am looking for any questions. Please pop them down. I'm sure you've got them. Like I said, if you want to ask me privately, that's fine too. You can even just friend me and send me a message. I can't see my live. Oh gosh, hope my live is actually happening. Oh yes, it is. Oh good. Well, I knew it was because I could see people too. So that is all good. I don't know if anyone has any questions. It doesn't look like you do. You're all just giving me some emojis, but not asking anything in particular, and that's fine too. But if you're watching after, just #replay, tag me in the comments so I can see it as well. I normally do come back and check, but sometimes if I'm not tagged, you might feel uncomfortable to tag me. That's what this group is here for. So please do, and I'd love to hear your questions, because two-way communication is fun. Hopefully you've also seen some of the, you couldn't get to the application. Diane, did I give you the wrong link there in that message? Okay, nice to see you on here. Did you get any sleep? My goodness. All right, hang on, I'm talking here, so I'm going to pause myself. I will give you, did that link that I'm quoting, is that the wrong one? Might be, that could happen. Let me just have a look for you, Diane. I'm pretty sure it's victoriagibson.com/apply, and then if you click on apply, you'll get to the call link, or you can just go to call, and then you answer a few questions when you schedule. Let me just check that link is working. victoriagibson.com/call is where you can schedule in a complimentary session with me, that offer planning call, where we're going to kind of map that out. When I do that, it goes to my scheduler, so you get time with me. If you want to message, it's victoriagibson.com/messages. Let me just see if that works too. Because sometimes you might go, she's going to get me on a call. She's going to try and sell me the program and I don't want to spend any money. That's fine. Just message me. You can ask a question. I'll answer it. Not a problem. Let me have a look. Because I got time. Because I have a leverage program, people. I've got time to... victoriagibson.com/apply. I'll check that one as well. It should be to a page that you can click on and then apply as well. So the page kind of runs through how the program works too. So the messages one works, and I'll just check the other link because maybe that one I didn't update. Let me have a look. That goes, yeah. So you can when you do victoriagibson.com/apply, it goes to applications now open. You can click on that and then you do the call as well. All right. So, good. You've booked one. Beautiful. Can't wait to chat with you. I know it sounds like you've had lots of ideas bubbling away. I know you've got the styling solution there too. Styling is an interesting one because it's such a perceived to be in person only. So translating that to virtual gets a lot of people stuck. I've had stylists before. So I'll look forward to having a chat with you more about that, Diane. Lovely to have you. I think you're in Atlanta. So hopefully there was a time there that worked for you. Generally, America works. If you're in the UK, sometimes it's a bit tricky. So if you do go to my call schedule and see that there's no times, because I mean, you know, I'm not putting out times all day, every day, but, you know, I popped them out for this period because I know that people like to come in and I, you know, show up for that. Oh, good, Diane, I'm glad. Then let me know, message me, because you can ask me. You can send me a link to your pages. I don't mind. Just send them. This is when I'm showing up for you. I'm ready. You are not, you know, you're not a burden. It's not a hindrance. It's all great. This is how I give value, how I get excited. Of course, it's how I get clients too, but you're not under any obligation. I want to make that clear. There's plenty of people who come to the calls. I've had people who come to the calls and get $700,000 in revenue after just a call, and they never worked with me. They come and have a call, I map out some things and just give them a few ideas of where to go, and then they come back like 6 months later. Oh yeah, I made $700,000 this year from that information you gave me. I'm like, oh, well, would you like to work with me? No, I'm all good now. It's like, okay, well, anyway, got that from the call. It's all fine. Okay? Like, that's what we're here. It all comes around. Like, how cool. Like, I kind of get excited when I help people. Oh, okay, good. I'll have a look at your site. Are you working with people one-on-one at the moment, Diane? DianeBMorris.com. I'm going to have a little look while I'm on here. My daughter's got one of her final year high school exams this afternoon. She wants me to do some revision for her legal studies. So I'm going to have to jump off in a minute, but I'll have a look. Oh, you've got something at the top there that looks kind of, is that the nav? What's that ocean thing that says welcome to my site? Okay, that's all right. Yes, okay. You're an image consultant. Okay. You've got a lot of credentials. You're one of those people who's got a lot of expertise to give. We just need to harness it. Okay, so we need to distill you down, Diane. We need to find that real essence of what you do. There's a lot even going on your website, so we can kind of talk about refining that a little bit as well. I can tell you've been doing a lot of work. That can feel like annoying when you don't get the momentum that you want. It's sort of like, what? People don't want what I want. No, we've just got to synthesize it. We've got to start speaking their language and find that beautiful message to market. Because you've got kind of then the food, the styling, you've got all that expertise together. It doesn't mean, so when I tell people to niche down, it doesn't mean that you have to leave behind other stuff, but it does help to get momentum, to just get one thing working. It doesn't mean you can never do the other thing again. That's what would immediately strike me, but I know you didn't ask me to do this in front of everyone, so we'll have a chat, that's fine. But good to see first, Diane, and it's lovely to connect with you on here. If anyone else wants me to have a look at websites, their social media, their message, you can either post it below or message me, victoriagibson.com/messages, or friend me and message me. I am cool with that. Or you can message me without friending me. I do see those, even from weird Nigerian, I shouldn't say weird Nigerian people, but you know, the sort of scammy kind of stuff. That even comes up. So if you message me on my personal profile, which I'm going live on this page, that's fine. We can chat there. I'm always on Facebook, so happy to answer any of your questions. We're definitely not at arm's length here. I love a chat. It's my favorite. Everyone who knows me knows that. Okay, so what else have we got going on here? I went to the wrong page. I'm just checking out if there's any other things going on. Yeah. Oh, good, Diane. I'm just going to like your comment too. Awesome. Cool. Anyone else watching or after? I'll have to go now because I'll respect your time. I've been going for nearly an hour. That feels like 10 minutes. You know you're in your zone when literally time just flies. Like that literally felt like I've been on here 10 minutes and I looked 58 minutes. So thanks for sticking it out. I do appreciate it. I know that was actually a lot. I normally don't put that in the training because it can be a little overwhelming, but I know some of you might want to get more of a sense of the work that we do that really moves the needle. So this isn't just a program where I'm going to go, oh cool, we'll go and work out how to do your Facebook ads, because I know people go freak out with Facebook ads. That's one part. We're not even going to get there straight away. If you want to go there straight away, we can, but I want to make sure you've got your message to market and your offers right and that signature system mapped out. You can write your best-selling book off that. And like I joked the other day to someone in my program, it's like, just listen to me, trust me, you'll make money. That's my closing line. All right, guys, great to have you here, and thanks for being part of it. Make sure you watch the videos before they come down. Make sure you apply to have a chat or message me before the price goes up on my program, or before you miss out on the opportunity to get some advice, even if you're not ready to join the program now. Let's connect. All right, guys, take care. Bye.